Well, here's a spike update. Oh boy, things aren't going too hot.
Searching for greatness in a sea of the dying and shameless, a sea of the aimless. I don't wanna be one of the nameless. I'ma wake up with the mindset that one day I'm gonna make it, and I don't think I'll be fine if I don't break my limitations. Don't try to stop me, I exist to write my own story.
So it's another day in the garage. The front is sitting on its own weight, and I am going to get started on final welding all the back bracketry and stuff into place. Of course, we don't want to melt the bushings and the leaf springs, so I need to take leaf spring bushing bolts out and stuff and lower the jack down, drop the leaf springs out of that front mount on both sides while I'm welding. Try and get that tightened up. We got the brackets here that we need to get welded on. I don't think I need to mess with these tops. I welded those pretty good when I put it together, but I do have to get the upper mounts done in the back as well. And I'm gonna get some shackles cut, and again, just moving forward with the project here, doing what we can do. Got the axle pulled back out of it, and I've done a bunch of welding tonight. Ran myself out of welding gas, but I got the two forward frame bracket welded in. I got the axle mount on the passenger side welded in, and I got the rear upper mount on the driver's side fully done, and the passenger side front one is done, and I was working on the rear one when I ran out of welding gas, so I got to do a little bit of that one yet, and I got to do the axle bracket on this side yet, but made some good headway. We'll pick up some gas tomorrow and keep charging forward. I think Doc Hudson said it best. Sometimes you got to turn right to go left, or left to go right, or yeah, something about steps backwards to go forwards. So when I got in the back to weld up the spring mounts, I was taking a look, and it's a Michigan truck, and the frame looks solid, but it is starting to get that like swelling between the layers of the frame right there. And knowing what my intended purposes are with the truck, I think I better take advantage of everything being out of my way right now and box the insides of the frame rails in the back. So it's gonna be kind of an involved process, because I gotta pull the fuel tank out and pull the exhaust down. But I think it'll be well worth it in the end. I found some things that I didn't know existed. Yeah, yuck. I don't know if it was the excitement of picking the truck up for $1,000. I mean, the outside of the frame doesn't look too bad, you know, but I never even thought to get in, like, up underneath the truck and look between the layers like that. So things have progressed, and in the end it'll have a better result. So we're gonna have to box this whole rear frame section in all the way up to where the factory's got it boxed up front. It's not all horrible, but if let go, it definitely wouldn't be great. So both sides are doing it. So I think just gonna take this opportunity. We're gonna wire wheel everything down back here. We're gonna cut and weld and fabricate and box this frame section in from the forward up under the doors where Toyota boxes them from the factory, somewhere up there, all the way back. We're gonna box it all in. So yeah, so that's why the bed is off. That's what we got going on. This will make it easier to get the rear shock mounts welded into place. So actually, this side I'm going to leave as is. The brake calipers for the 14-bolt mount to the front of the axle. So the rear upper shock mount, actually that factory mount's going to work. I'm going to cut the one off the passenger side and move it to the back of the axle to mimic this on that side. Yeah. It's not all bad. We'll make lemonade here, but just want to give you guys an update. A couple of people have been asking about it, so this is what's going on. Pulled the gas tank out. Gonna give me an opportunity to run the brake lines the way I want, and you know, it's ugly, but it is what it is. I do have to give credit where credit is due. Toyota's bolts are ridiculously strong. The bed bolts, so I don't know how you guys do it if you watch my trailer hitch video or some of my other videos, but rusty bolts, I'll spray them with penetrating oil, and then I'll try to work them back and forth to kind of break up the rust that's on the threads as the bolts come out. So back it off a little bit, run it back in, spray it, you know, working it in and out, breaking up the rust along the threads. I only had one of the 6 bed bolts break on me, which is pretty crazy. I didn't put heat to them. I just sprayed them with penetrating oil, breakaway, and worked them back and forth. And we got 5 out of the 6 bed bolts without breaking, so that was pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know. Just plugging away, trying to make some headway. The axle's buried here underneath a bunch of other stuff. We have the little cart project going on over there. The garage is a mess, but this is the, this is what's got to happen. So that's what we're up to. Also, picked up the other wheels from powder coating. So got the color match spot on. Alex did a great job. So we got those here. We can get those last 2 bead locks mounted up. Obviously they're not going anywhere anytime soon, but yeah, just, I also was going to go through my braking stuff with you guys. So I've ordered a whole bunch of brake parts. I got a whole bunch of parts in the cab. So picked up Nate from Trail Toys kit to adapt a Toyota Tundra brake booster, which is what this is. 2, picked up a Dodge Ram 1-ton dually master cylinder, which is a giant bore. I forget the exact measurement, 1 3/16 or something gigantic like that, which is going to give us adequate brake fluid to get to all the calipers. I picked up, because I'm using the Super Duty front axle, I picked up a Super Duty brake line set. So that gives me this line, which is your left front line. So you can see it'll actually be mounted this way on the truck. So your line comes in from the master cylinder, and then it has its own built-in T to tee off and send your line over for your passenger side wheel. And then I have the rear hose, which, again, for that truck, super long. It has a T. It's kind of T built into it, so the brake lines will split. It does have these weird ears, how it must bolt to the Sterling 10.5 axle that comes in the Super Duty. I'm guessing I can cut some of that flange and just bolt it direct to one of the differential cover bolts on my GM14 bolt housing. So that'll be cool. I just got a set of rubber lines for the rear axle. They go from the axle to the caliper. So that's no big deal. Like I showed you before, I got the that sidetracked off-road, I believe, flanges for the axle so that we can use the factory Toyota drive shaft ends. Yeah, just keep plugging away. But thanks for watching. If you want to come do some grinding and welding, hit me up in the comments. I'll tell you where to find me. Tried to get a little time lapse of wire wheeling this frame. I even got a box fan going in the window on high, and I blocked off the excess around it or next to it there with the cardboard so that the fan is, the only thing drawn. Trying to get the maximum amount of pull out of that box fan, and it is just, this stuff is nasty. It's just throwing stuff everywhere. But it's cleaning up, so that ain't so bad, I guess. But there's obviously the concerned areas, so I haven't even gotten to the inside yet. Just trying to get the outside. Gonna give it the tap down, see if I find any more scary spots before I climb in between the frame rails and get that all cleaned up as best I can, and then we'll make a game plan and start welding in some patches. Masks are good, okay. Yeah. And I still feel like I got some in my throat, but that's wire wheeled, inside, outside. And now we start tracing some cardboard, making templates to cut our box in sections.